Are you just few days away from your IGCSE examination and still confused at what to study and how to study? Or you are an early bird trying to find out a plan and strategize even before you start your prep? Or you are that proactive parent looking to help your child on how to ace the IGCSE examination? In that case, you have landed on a right video. Hey guys, I am Karishma, CEO and co-founder of Nettrends Cambridge Academy, where we consistently work towards transforming your child's IGCSE grades and help them to be the another topper. And we are very, very grateful that along with the parents' recognition of our work, we have also been awarded as the most emerging startup of the year 2021 by Global Business Icons. Let's start the video. So let's start the unleashing process of 30 days IGCSE A-star preparation strategy. The total strategy is divided into 3 most important, or you can say a very, very crucial steps. The first step is mindset. Second one is setting up a system or a plan. Third one is execution of the process. You might be thinking mindset is something very unusual, what a conventional teacher generally talks about. What is mindset? Let's keep it simple before we dive in. It's a way of thinking or a thought process. In a word, a mental inclination or disposition or a frame of mind. Here are 3 important steps to prep up your mind to be an A-star student. So the first step is set a goal. Here I've specified that your goal should be SMART. Now, what exactly do you mean by the word SMART? SMART, your goal should be specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timely. Let me elaborate a little. So when I say specific, for example, you can set a goal like, I want to score 85%. So specify what is the percentage that you are targeting. You can refer to the threshold in the past year examination and identify what is the generalized or an average threshold for getting an A-star. Secondly, you will also specify the subject you are looking for. So let's say if I'm talking about physics, you will specify physics. If I'm talking about chemistry, you will specify chemistry. Whichever subject you are targeting this percentage in, you have to clearly specify that. Secondly, your goal should be measurable. So in what duration? So I am going to get this much of score in 30 days of preparation. So I am going to set up my goal that I have to study hard for these 30 days to achieve this goal. Third is actionable. So how you're going to achieve that goal? You are going to achieve that goal by reading textbooks, solving past papers, self-assessing your work, watching the video lecture series. What exactly are the steps that you are going to follow to achieve that goal? Make it very, very clear. That will help you to divert from your exact action plan. Third is realistic. So how you are going to achieve that is sorted, but what are the steps that you will make sure that you are stuck to that goal and you can get maximum output from that goal setting? That is, your goal should have a realistic actions. It should not be something which you cannot do or cannot achieve. You cannot set a goal that I'm going to study for 18 hours a day. That is practically not possible. Your mind will be saturated and you won't be able to focus on the quality and productivity of your time. So that is the reason you should be very realistic that I am going to give in quality and focused study hours to achieve my goal of getting 85% in physics. And the fourth very important step is timely. So specify what is the exact time that you can devote to get that quality or focused study. Now let's come to the next part. That is affirmation. So when I have to talk about affirmation, first understand what is affirmation. Affirmation are the statements said with confidence about a perceived truth. So you have to say yourself confidently what exactly you are going to achieve. In affirmation, you have to be very, very positive. So you don't have to say that I won't be getting a B. It is something you're telling your mind. It is something, again, what is affirmation for your subconscious mind. So you have to exactly tell that I am going to get an A-star. Don't say that I'm not going to get a C or a B. Please don't say anything which is negatively affirmation. So you have to clearly state your mind what exactly you want. It should be a very positive statement. It should not be a negative statement. This is something which you will take out 5 minutes of your day, do it on a daily basis for the next 30 days, and this is something you're going to do first after you wake up. So just after you brush your teeth, or might as well before that, whenever you wake up, take up your diary and write down your affirmation. When you are writing your affirmation, it should be in present tense. For example, I have achieved 85% in physics through consistent hard work and rigorous efforts for 30 days. It should be in present tense. Okay. Next very important part is feel what you have written. Don't just write it for the sake of writing, but feel it. So how will you feel it? You are going to close your eyes and visualize how you will feel when you have achieved your goal. You need not say it to anybody. Say it to yourself consistently and on a daily basis. When you're feeling it, don't think how you're going to achieve it or how you're going to think, how you're going to do it. Just feel it. Just live that moment where you are feeling the happiness of achieving that goal. So next important part here is self-rewarding your small achievements. Don't wait till the time you achieve your goal, your final goal, to reward yourself. You should reward yourself for small achievement. For example, if I'm setting a goal that I am going to read this chapter thoroughly and make notes, a very nice mind map I'm going to make. Once I achieve that short goal, I'm going to, let's say, watch an episode of my favorite web series on Netflix, or go for a walk, or write a journal, or whatever you feel you like doing. Give yourself a reward. Make sure your rewards are not that long, that full day for doing 1 hour activity, or you are rewarding yourself for another 8 hours. It should be lesser than the time you have spent in doing that activity. Let's say if I'm doing an activity for 3 hours, so I can max to max reward myself for next half an hour or 45 minutes. Or max to max 1 hour, not beyond 1 hour. It should be 1/3 of the time spent in doing the activity. So why I'm talking about rewarding? So studies have proven this. When you're trying to achieve a goal, there should be some force motivating and pushing you to achieve that goal. And that is the reward. Now, in this case, we are not going to look at the long-term goal we have, because if we just keep on waiting till the time we achieve the final goal, we might get demotivated and we might as well not do it that great. So reward yourself in the shortest goal possible. And why is it important to reward? It is all about dopamine. It's a kind of hormone that is there in your brain. It spikes in your brain when something important is about to happen and gives you a surge of pleasure as you accomplish the task. And this in turn increases the motivation and productivity. So use this piece of science to your advantage by giving yourself small rewards along the way to a bigger goal. Okay? Now let's move on to the second most important step in our strategy, that is creating a system or a plan. So you have to take care of 3 important aspects when you're creating a system. First is plan it out. Take a pen and a paper, write down your exact plan, divide your day so that you can focus more, give quality output, and you are the most productive person in that part of the day. That is all about planning your day. Decide what time you're going to do what. Approximately, it might not be something which you will be able to follow to the core, but that will give you a blueprint of how you should spend your day like. Set a to-do list. Set your reward list. So you exactly know what to do and what exactly you're going to get when you are able to achieve it. The next very important step in planning is decluttering. So what exactly you should declutter? Declutter your physical space and mental space. So when we talk about decluttering of our physical space, it is all about referring to the one most recommended textbook. Instead of reading 10 books and not knowing anything, it is better to focus on reading thoroughly one single book 10 times, so that you at least know what exactly is given in that book line to line, and you are able to make precise notes. The second most important thing is making mind maps. So whenever you make mind maps, it helps you to organize your thought and exactly remember or recollect when you are going back on that mind map and the dots. To join the dots between what you know and what you have learned. So you exactly know what is the whole process. And if you're able to link something in your mind through mind maps, it becomes easy to remember. Next very important part is decluttering your mental space. So when I talk about decluttering your mental space, you have to do 2 important things. Your first very important thing is deleting toxic elements. Make a note, I'm not talking about a specific thing. It can be any element from your life which doesn't allow you to reach your goal. delete that element. It can be people who demotivates you. It can be gadgets which constantly distracts you through its notifications and calls and messages. Put it on a silent mode when you are devoting your time to study. It can be anything which is toxic for you for your goal. It can be some books, for example, some story books which you find very tempting to read, but that is taking up a lot of your time, your productive time. So delete those elements from your head and from your room. Okay. Next is watch motivational videos or podcasts. So one very small recommendation I will give you is you can subscribe to this channel, because on a daily basis we try to upload some motivational tips, tricks for IGCSE. But make it a point, don't sit full day and just keep on binge watching the motivational videos. Max to max 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Rest of the time you have to focus and study. Next is listen to podcasts. So let's say you are extremely saturated, exhausted, demotivated. You are not able to do. It will not always happen that you are able to do what you want, but you might sometimes feel a little low. Listen to motivational podcasts. Okay, now coming to the third most important point in preparation is the third and the last thing that you have to do in your preparation for IGCSE examination, which is going to get you an A star, is execution of everything. So whenever you are executing something, read, self-explain the best. So basically check in the description box for the most recommended Cambridge endorsed text and start reading that book. Self-explain your book. Self-explain the sentences or the paragraph so that you are able to remember that particular paragraph or what exactly that paragraph meant. Next is making notes. So whenever you are making notes, refer to the textbook, refer to the learner's guide. Now, most of the student might ignore this thing which is readily available on Cambridge website, that is learner's guide. Every subject has its own learner's guide, which gives you a very clear path on what exactly you should do for that particular subject. Go through it thoroughly and make notes. Third thing you should have is latest syllabus copy. Again, on the Cambridge website, you will get this thing readily available. Get it and look at the learning objectives. You need not study everything. You need to study what exactly you are supposed to study. So you will get to know only from the only from the syllabus copy that what exactly Cambridge wants you to focus on. And this will cut short your investment of time too much. And it will help you to focus on the quality of work rather than the quantity of work. And the last most important thing that you will be doing is solving paper. It is indispensable part of preparation. You cannot just run away from solving paper. You have to solve at least 10 past papers, okay, thoroughly. Once you solve it, you have to self-assess referring the mark scheme. That will help you to highlight your weak areas. And the third most important thing you can do is, once you self-assess, there might be certain questions which you are still not able to understand, or you still need more elaboration on why exactly you did that wrong, because in the mark scheme they give pointers, they don't give model answers. So for that, we also have one specific test series for our toppers and NETRINS student, which is called as NETRINS IGCSE test series, wherein we give you exam style hot paper. When I say hot, it is higher order thinking papers. Secondly, you will also get assessment and improvement feedback from IGCSE examiners. That was all about how to get an A star in 30 days.